It's time for the Coach's Corner. Joining us this morning is head football coach, athletic director at Sylacauga High School, Coach Matt Griffith. And Coach, I know it's a busy time of the year for you guys, coming off that 49-6 win in the Marble City Classic against B.B. Comer. And that game went as most people expected it to.
Well, the biggest thing when you play that game is it's all on us because you're the bigger school. You're supposed to win that game. But you also realize it's a rivalry game. It means a lot to their kids over there. You know they're going to get up for it to try to play the best they can. Our biggest thing was to get out of the gate fast. The turnover by Comer and the quick touchdown really took some air out of it. Quick, especially with a program that's kind of struggling. And I was very proud of how our kids at least focused up and didn't look past them. That's the big danger. You make the playoffs and you've beat Comer for so long that you worry about your kids looking past B.B. Comer. And one of these days, if a group of kids ever does it now, that they're going to get beat. And that's a worry, but I thought our kids did really well.
I think 4 to 5 times in a row out of the gate, Sylacauga, when they had the football scored.
Right. Well, they were running a defense that they just walked everybody on the line of scrimmage. But they didn't have some perimeter out there, and we knew if we could get our speed in space that we were going to be okay. But I tell you, we had a hard time running between the tackles. They really had that packed up, and we had to hit outside.
Sylacauga 49-6 win over B.B. Comer last week. We look ahead to the playoffs tomorrow night at St. Paul's, and that's an entirely different animal.
Yeah, you're facing the defending state champ. Somebody made a comment the other day. We were talking about it, and they said, Coach, every time you make the playoffs, either you're facing the defending state champ or they're on their way to winning state champ. But I told you, it's a good measuring stick. We've got a good football program at Sylacauga. We are consistently winning 7-8 games, and we're making the playoffs almost every year. If the measuring stick is a St. Paul's that wins a state championship, they compete for state championships every year, to see where your program is on that grand scheme in 5A. We don't want just a good program. We would like to have a championship style program. And that's a good test. You've got to play a state champ, somebody that's used to playing it, somebody competes for it, to see where your program's at.
Sylacauga 7-3 headed into Mobile tomorrow night to play St. Paul's. I think, what's the 4th, 5th year Sylacauga in a row?
Yeah, in a row. This group of seniors, what we're very proud of with this group of seniors since the 9th grade is that they've never not won at least 7 ball games, and they've never not gone to the playoffs. I think that's a tribute to this group of kids that's graduating, and it's something to shoot for with next groups of seniors that, the juniors this year are already talking about being a 5-year run. So that's how you build and that's how you maintain your football program, is to continue to win, continue to make playoffs.
Sylacauga with an excellent running game and throwing the football better as well.
Yeah, the thing about throwing is this, Jackson makes good decisions throwing the football. We talked about how much, when you go back in the 2000, I think 10 or 11 year when we had the Matt Collier kid at quarterback who rushed for 800 or 900 yards but threw for 1,600. But we look back to those senior receivers that we had, and we've got good receivers that are very young, that are developing. And I think what you'll see next year with those kids being, and not sophomores, but they're being juniors, you'll see us throwing the ball a lot more effectively, throwing the ball a little bit more as he gets comfortable with it.
And St. Paul's with a quartet of kids that are already committed to play college football.
Yeah, listen, and people want to make a big deal about the private school and stuff, and they do operate under a different set of rules, there's no doubt. He has the entire city of Mobile that any kid can go to St. Paul's. We have the city limits of Sylacauga, and it is different, but he's got 2 defensive ends. One's committed to South Carolina, one's committed to South Alabama. He's quarterback's committed to Air Force, and the running back's committed to Army. Thing about it is this: you got to line up and play. You got to line. That's great that those kids are going there and get a chance to play college football. But they've got to stop us. They haven't. We've never played them. They've got a good football team. And it's not enough to be a commitment. Our kids have a great opportunity to go down there and prove a point. if they get ready to play.
And it's got to give you confidence that you've been able to run the football most every year, every game this year, and everybody starts 0-0 in the playoffs, and the running game is going to be a key for Sylacauga.
Well, it is. I mean, we there's no doubt that we run the football to set up the pass. We don't pass to set up the run. You know, we want to run what we do. Now, that's a good coaching staff. That's an excellent football team. Like I said, they won the state championship last year. You know, they're going to try to take away what you like to do best. You've got to have other things in your arsenal to be able to move the football. And it comes down to this. It comes down, can you block them? Can you tackle them? You know, will you not turn the ball over? I know all those are cliches and everybody makes fun of coaches that say it, but it comes down to blocking and tackling and not making stupid mistakes. You know, and we're going to have to block well, we're going to have to tackle well, and we're not going to be able to make mistakes against a good football team.
And defensively, Sylacauga's got to be on it tomorrow night.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And, you know, they're going to have to help us out a little bit. They're too talented not to score some points. There's no doubt. They're too talented not to stop us some and make us punt. But it's going to come down there, can you punt them in bad field position? Can you get a hold when they're in bad field position? Make them punt, and it's old-fashioned football.
Kicking game and penalties. Here we are in the playoffs, and you know, those are still two key components to success.
There's no doubt. And we've been fortunate. I tell you, we've got a sophomore kicker that I think that's
he's pretty good now.
He's 45 for 47 in extra points. I mean, he tied the all-time kicking. He's 3 points behind the all-time kicking record at 51. He tied the guy for second. If he has 3 points Friday night, he ties the all-time kicking record as a sophomore in the season. So he's had a great year. And Jacob Daniel does a great job of punting. You know, he hits good high punts. So we've been pleased with our kicking game so far. Kickoff coverage and punt coverage has been good all year. And now look, as soon as I say that, we'll give one up or something on punt or kickoff coverage because I've said that now. But we work hard on our special teams. And it could be the difference.
And big plays, we've seen them throughout the year, and oftentimes trailing that big play, there's a penalty flag back there somewhere.
Yeah, you know people that are watching this morning. You know, you used to love the peel back block on a punt. You know, when you set the wall. We still set the wall, but when you set that wall, you know the new rule is if that kid doesn't see you coming, he's called an indefensible player now. He's not paying attention, that's a penalty. And it's hard for the old school people to understand that they're calling that. So you got to be real careful when you take those shots.
If Sylacauga is fortunate enough to beat St. Paul's, a defending state champion, tomorrow night Sylacauga will host the second round.
We would, and you know, I think we play the winner, and it would probably be Greenville. We would love that rematch.
Yeah.
You know, we went down to Greenville last year. We got beat 35-14. With 2 freshman running backs. We were banged up. Alex was hurt. Jackson was a brand new quarterback. We would like that rematch and be healthy just to see, because we feel that we would have a good shot against them if we're healthy.
Long day tomorrow. Long travel day.
It's a lot of pre-planning. You know, you've got a 4-hour to 4.5-hour drive down to Mobile. We're leaving the school at about 10:20, 10:30 or so. We've got the day planned out for them. You know, we'll start the day with a pregame breakfast at Mount Zion Church. We're very, very excited about that. Anytime that we add a new church to our pregame breakfast, we're so excited about that. And I love seeing them be so excited to host us. So we're very looking forward to that. We'll get the kids out of school at about 9:30 to load the buses. We're going to have a little Aggie walk at about 10:15, I think. And we're going to get on the bus and drive down there, have a day, get warmed up, and play football.
All right. Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School. Sylacauga in the first round of the 5A playoffs, taking on St. Paul's in Mobile, Alabama. Coach, we'll see you again next week. Good luck.
Appreciate it.